Let's get ready to rumble!
I like that.
Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and we are live. Welcome to episode 5 of the Bell Call podcast. Of course, joined by my co-host right here, Noah.
What's up, everybody?
Also, our guest, who has been on the show before, my buddy, Rich.
What's going on?
And we have a lot to talk about tonight. Of course, Elimination Chamber was this past Saturday, and it was a very good show, possibly, in my opinion, better than the Royal Rumble. And we're going to talk about a memorable moment that happened at the end of that show. And also, we're not going to go into the Raw and Smackdown recap from this week because we got a lot to talk about, with the John Cena heel turn. But just want to say for Raw and SmackDown was an awful show this week, in my opinion. It did not do nothing to get us hyped for Elimination Chamber. A whole lot of filler was on that show, and WWE, it's like they put more effort into Monday Night Raw than SmackDown, and with SmackDown being 3 hours every single Friday, which I heard up until June, which hopefully that's the case. But watching SmackDown every Friday with those 3 hours is just absolutely terrible. It's just killer. Monday Night Raw was better than SmackDown. We crowned a new Women's World Champion, Io Sky, where she had defeated Rhea Ripley, which I was shocked by.
I really think that's
I was too.
bad decision. I really think that was the worst decision.
I think it's only bad because it should have been on a pay-per-view.
It should have been on the pay-per-view. But you know what Hunter is doing is he wants to shake things up. He doesn't want to have people guessing because there was also 2 other title matches that the Viking Raiders and Valkyria retained.
Yep.
So I guess they get a couple extra points in the viewership.
Yeah.
Have Io win. Now the way they did it was really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Had Bianca blatantly interfered and should have been a disqualification under normal WWE, whatever you want to say, wrestling rules.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very happy for Io because Io is one of, outside of Liv Morgan, she's probably one of the top women wrestlers going right now in that company.
By far.
I mean, Liv, you got to give her flowers because she's done everything, every single thing everything that WWE asked her, she's done.
Mm-hmm.
All props to her, and I just feel Io Sky is right there with her. So why not give her the title? But I understand it does. It doesn't make sense. You're how many days? 46 days until Mania.
Yep.
Could you hold it to Mania? Yes. But I understand what Hunter's coming from.
Yeah.
He wanted to get some more eyes on the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have done.
A lot of people were like saying, "Oh, Hunter is predictable." So we got a word of that, and so that's why he's doing all this unpredictability to keep the fans quiet from saying, "Oh, this is predictable." And there's nothing wrong about having a little predictability in wrestling.
Yes, but I felt coming out of the chamber, since it was unbelievable. I mean, I have to say it was unbelievable.
because it really was. And like you said, Mike, it was way better than the Rumble. So I see what he wanted to do. He wanted to keep the momentum, and having Io win the title, why not? Now, does that change WrestleMania? Yes, because I've heard that Mania it's going to be Io, Bianca, and Rhea. I don't know how in the world they're going to do it, but that's the rumor going. The rumor that's going around that it's going to be them three. I do feel like WrestleMania there's going to be a lot of fatal four-ways, triple threats, because I know everyone is technically healthy and you want to get everyone on the card. So we'll see.
But in the case, WWE likes to have that span where they just want to get everybody on the card.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of the WrestleMania name.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't really like that because you're just forcing, some of the stars that are not even booked for WrestleMania just to get them on the card and say, oh, this is WrestleMania. We all know it's the grandest stage of them all, though. But not every superstar needs to be on WrestleMania.
He's pulling a Vince McMahon.
Exactly.
Because Vince, towards the end of his tenure, he was trying to get everybody on the card. Hunter's only advantage is 2 days, so he could get away with it. But the last time I was on here when we were talking about Mania, remember, this is his second WrestleMania running it. 39 technically he was running it, but Vince was still there. 40 was, it's like when any player in basketball, football, any sport, you have that first year, you're a rookie, you're red hot, anything you touch just goes to gold, like just gold. It's that second year, it's called in sports the sophomore slump, where now everyone sees the moves you do, they've seen your plans, and I think that's why he had Rhea drop the title, because I think people were starting to predict his moves. So I think that's why he changed it up. But this could be something, because Gotham, I mean, I doubt WrestleMania it's not gonna bomb. It's not gonna bomb, but Rumble wasn't really that good. Survivor Series was okay. I'm talking about the major pay-per-views. SummerSlam was okay. He has to hit on Mania. He doesn't hit on Mania now. He's gonna hear it from
a lot of the fans.
Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan. I don't even want to say Dwayne Johnson. I don't even want to say Dwayne Johnson's name because he's not on the WWE board. But and a lot of investors too, because they're gonna say, hey, why is WrestleMania is supposed to be the number one show? Why is the numbers dropped? So it's gonna be very interesting what he does.
It's gonna be very interesting. And after the Chamber on Saturday, it already feels like we're in WrestleMania season. Like before the Rumble, before Elimination Chamber, this didn't even feel like we were in WrestleMania season.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that we got the Chamber out of the way, and we got, of course, Io winning the title on Raw on Monday. Now we are officially in WrestleMania. On the road to WrestleMania.
Yep.
But a lot of other things, on Raw. We had the World Tag Team Championship on the line. War Raiders defeated the Creed brothers.
I said Viking Raiders. Oh, I'm gonna get chewed. I'm gonna get chewed out for that.
Michael Cole called them the Viking Raiders on commentary on Monday. So, but Raw was a decent show. But we're gonna get into now the Elimination Chamber results. I said the Chamber was a really good show. I thought the women's Chamber match was pretty good. We had Bianca end up defeating Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Of course, this was to determine who would face Rhea Ripley or Io. at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship. Obviously, it's going to be Bianca and Io, or like you said, Rich, they're going to do a triple threat, which that is going to be the case. Bianca Belair versus Io versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. So, no, what were your thoughts on the Women's Chamber?
I didn't see the first 20 minutes of it because I was still at work. But what I saw of it, no, I missed the first 20 minutes of the actual show. So I came in right after Jade and everything with that happened. So
you didn't really miss much.
No,
I mean, obviously Jade coming back, that's big, but everyone knew she was coming back.
Yeah, we knew she was going to come back at this show. They've insinuated it, and
yes,
I thought the match was good. The winner, I didn't really care who won because either way, Rhea can put on a good match with any of those girls. If I was going to pick again, maybe Bianca, but I got tired of seeing her in a title match and having a title. I'm starting to have that feeling. So what I would have done is I would have done a Bliss. Give Bliss that title match. But then again, she's on SmackDown. Give it to somebody else. But then again, who do you go with besides Belair? Nobody really makes sense. They weren't building anything. They didn't really do a lot to build that women's chamber. That's why I didn't really care. That was my least interested match throughout the entire night, which there was only 4. But
which I like about these premium live events. You only get like 5 matches on the card, which that is good on Hunter for booking that, because it's not like 6, 7, 8, 9 matches when Vince was still there.
Yep.
These premium live events are a lot more good, and every match gets time to breathe, which I like.
My feeling is the same thing like you said, and what you're feeling is wrestling fatigue.
Yeah,
seeing the same people winning these type of matches. I mean, no knock on Bianca. She is one hell of a competitor.
Yep.
She deserves every accolade. But I didn't think she needed that match. Now, like you said, who else would win? Liv Morgan's already tag team champion, so you really don't want to double up on her, even though she probably would kill.
Yep.
Being a double champion or competing twice, or maybe being a double champion. So, that definitely. Roxanne Perez, she just came up, so you're not gonna give her
way too new
a big title match, even though I would not be against it. I wouldn't be against it. Roxanne Perez is definitely going to be a top tier wrestler.
Next year will be her turn.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Bailey is the same thing like Bianca. Wrestling fatigue. You see her in every match, every title match, get every opportunity. So she didn't need it. Alexa Bliss just came back. Granted, if she won, it probably would have not elevated her. So, and right now, I think their plan is she's either she's gonna rejoin the Wyatt Six. I know they just announced Bo is healthy again. That's why they haven't been on TV, which makes a lot of sense. Because why you gonna have the Wyatt Six? You don't have the leader, technically the leader.
I was wondering why they haven't.
He was hurt. He was hurt. The last time he was on the show, he got hurt. So, and then Naomi got taken out by Jade Cargill. If Jade Cargill didn't show up, maybe I'd give it to Naomi because she hasn't been world champion in a long time. Sorry, my wife just came in with my son. Sorry about that. But, I mean, I probably would have gave it to Naomi to elevate her a little bit. But Bianca winning, it's like still was a good match. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Every woman in that match did their job. But, hopefully they do the triple threat because I think it'd be a little, I don't want to say a little better. I guess a little better.
Now would you guys have Rhea Ripley turn heel? Go head into the match.
She's over as a face. And you really don't have that top. I mean, you have Liv Morgan, who I guess is the top heel. Sorry. Roxanne Perez, I guess you could say she's a heel. Nia Jax. So, I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but right now she's so over as a babyface, you really can't turn her.
No.
Yeah.
If you do anything, you leave Io as a babyface. You leave Rhea as a face. And Bianca, you turn her along the way. That's what you do. Because I don't think that you can do a triple threat with 3 heels to make it an intriguing storyline with the women. They've done that a couple times. You had a Becky and Ronda, and then Charlotte came in out of nowhere. With Io, I get why they're doing it. To me, we just saw the same thing last year, and you haven't built Io as a main event star except for the last 2 weeks with a look. That's basically it. She's looked at her. She's spoke in Japanese. That's basically it. For me, Rhea and Bianca would have been just fine. You build that feud up with Io. It adds a bit more fuel to it.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, I agree.
I think she's a throwaway champion, not just a transitional champion, a complete throwaway, because after she lost that title, she was completely forgotten about. She was thrown to the wayside. Rhea lost that title, dropped it because she was injured. So she had to give that up.
I think she was legit hurt.
Yeah. And immediately after she came back, right back in. The same thing happens with Charlotte, Becky, everybody else who's a main star. Io loses that title. She's going to be forgotten about again with the main roster. Not that she won't be on the TV, but she'll be in a tag team match. She'll win the tag titles. She'll do something else. Hunter just sees her as a transitional champ, and they're doing this for the Mania season, but also I think to maybe appeal to the overseas fans, because a lot of people are mad that they don't have a whole lot of a international feel to the shows now.
Yeah.
With all their stars, because now we'll get into a little bit more of that once we get into the rest of the show. Because you do have your hometown feuds that you're going to have. It feels like every single time we're in a area, like in this was in Toronto, where we had Zayn and Owens. How many times have we had that in Canada?
A lot.
But they always kill. But
yeah, they could have 50 to 100 more matches, and it'll always be, they'll always one up the last one.
Yep.
But the Women's Elimination Chamber was a good match, though. Bianca Belair winning, it's kind of predictable, though, but still, it was enjoyable. The next match was Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. This was easily the worst match of the night. This match shouldn't have been on the card. This could have been held for a SmackDown. The SmackDown before Elimination Chamber. This was just, like I said, the worst match on the card.
I think they would have been better off having Stratton versus Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
You know, you build her up. You build her up. I mean, she's already over, but I think if you had Trish versus Tiffany, I think that would have definitely elevated her a little more. But yeah, that tag team match was really stupid.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about it because it added nothing.
Muhammad. What's up, Luke?
What's up?
Are you Tonto?
I mean, they probably could have swiped that match out for the Rhea Io match.
Yeah, but the only reason why they did the match is because it's in Trish Stratus' hometown. That's the only reason why this whole match came to be.
Quick question before we move on. You think that's her last match?
No.
No.
Okay.
She came out and said that might be her last time wrestling in Toronto.
Okay.
But I think she'll go to the rest of the year, and then that's it.
All right.
But I don't care anymore. She hasn't been nearly as good.
I don't care anymore.
It's nice to see her, but it's nice to see her at a Rumble. It's nice to see her as a cameo compared to the wrestler she keeps on trying to be. She's still good in the ring, but she's just stiff now, man. She can't take as many bumps. You can see the ring rust in every match, and it's just getting old.
It's just pre-stop.
But moving on to the best match of the card.
This was the best match of the night, and possibly, in my opinion, match of the year candidate for me. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. This was absolutely fantastic. This was great. Obviously, Kevin Owens ended up winning the match. And we've seen Owens and Sami Zayn go at it before, which they work really well together when they're in the ring. Some of the best matches when they were in NXT was just absolutely perfection. And just everybody loves when Owens and Zayn are in the ring and having a match.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Richie.
Sorry, fellas.
You're fine.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, if there's a baby on the stream, they take over the stream. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's not their fault.
Sorry, fellas.
That's his son, guys.
We are only human, goddammit.
She's putting him to bed, so he was telling me good night. So, but
that's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
But what do you guys think of the match?
I thought the match was great. And you think unsanctioned, you think back up to the two matches come in my mind that this could have went. HBK versus Y2J.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or I forgot what pay-per-view that was. I don't know if it was Survivor Series or one of the in-betweens.
I think that was Unforgiven 2008 because Jericho won the scramble match when Punk got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Triple H versus Seth at Mania 33.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was probably one of the worst Manias of all time, but that's a discussion for another day.
That was a good show in my opinion.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, that's another debate for a different time.
Yeah.
And those were two unsanctioned matches that I'm like, I really hope they change it up. I hope they be a little more gritty. And wow, they tore the house down.
The one gripe that I have with that match was there was no blood. I think that
yes. There should have been some color.
Yeah, if they had a little color, the match would have been taken to a whole nother level, just by how good it was. It could have been, more phenomenal if blood was being used, like the barbed wire
color. And I think they should have brought in thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Like the barbed wire. The barbed wire
chair. That was good.
And they popped for it, but
when I think it was Owens went face first into the chair.
Yeah,
that could have been blood there.
Unless they were trying to do the old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
To the
go back
eyebrows.
to
They're not cutting, but yeah, I feel it. I think that was the only gripe was the color, and could have used one more special weapon, but overall I think it was great.
this was the match of the night. It was a lot of fun. They always say when you're friends in the ring, you can hit each other a little bit harder.
Yes.
And Cena and Owens always do it. I think some people got a little bit tired of the power bomb onto the apron. I think the crowd kind of just stopped after 2. I think that third and one, third one, I'm like, okay, this is starting to get old. I know the way this is going, but the whole match was great. The story they told was phenomenal, and it was very well timed. I mean, that match got a lot more time than I thought it would, because the majority of the time the unsanctioned matches are well told. They just don't get the time they need. This one felt like it kept going and going and going until they reached the maximum. And then they knew they had to end it right there. That's the way that I felt. They didn't overstay their welcome with this match.
Yeah, this match lasted 27 minutes. 2 minutes shorter than the Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
So yeah, but good match it was. The best match of the night between Owens and Sami Zayn.
And then
the main event, which this will lead into our first topic. So John Cena versus CM Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins in the Elimination Chamber. Winner gets to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Championship. This was a good match, but in my opinion, this was not as good as the women's match. I mean, there was still some good moments here, but still, I thought John Cena winning was shocking, because my picks were either Cena, Punk, or Rollins. And I thought that Punk was going to win this. Everybody thought that Punk was going to win this.
I didn't think so. And I want to say this before we get into this conversation.
Before we get into the topic.
Oh no. Our thoughts on the match.
Okay.
Spoilers came out a couple days beforehand. What is the one thing I always say on my show, Michael?
No spoil.
When there's a rumor or when there's a story, you follow the source.
Oh, the source.
Yes.
You follow the source. And the source is 50% right, 50% wrong. When I cover a story on my movie news show, you follow the source. I follow that source. Where did it come from? Where did it originate? The spoiler was that Drew was winning this. There's no way they were going to maneuver that, because they already have a Drew and Priest match preset for Mania. They have that story going in. They have that locked in. Rollins, Punk, and Reigns is already locked. That was locked all the way back at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And Paul, no one wants to see a Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes match at WrestleMania.
No.
We've already seen him face a Roman Reigns at a big stadium show in Saudi Arabia. Cena was the only way to go. He was the only way to go because, one, if you didn't, him being given that spot makes no sense. Given the spot to not qualify makes no sense.
Absolutely.
Before we go into what happened, everyone's going to have their different opinions, and I've seen thousands of reactions. But before we get into that, this match was very good. Cena winning, I was not surprised. I knew that going in.
Yeah, me neither.
Drew, the spoiler came out. I'm like, okay, fine. But then again, they also said that spoiler is going to be Punk or Cena winning the Rumble match.
And they were wrong. And
I'm going to say this. Have you guys seen where Cena's going to be next after WrestleMania? Where is he advertised next? May 30th.
He's going to be, I think, May 30th.
May 30th. So if he's winning the championship, where's the champion at? They don't have him advertised. They don't have him advertised for anything past not the Raw after Mania or the SmackDown after. Neither one has him on that card.
You mean Cody, right?
Oh no, John. But Cody, which is shocking because my pre-sale for my Raw in my hometown just went on sale today. I've always said the only reason I'm going. Yeah, they went on sale. I looked at the price and I shit myself. And then I said, you want to know what? No Cena, no buy. That's the only reason that I was going.
Well,
no Cena, no buy.
Now
I'm sorry, it's $65. It's $65 for a good seat without all the fees. This fee, that fee, the ticketing fee, and this fee, and this fee, and then the tax. It's going to be $85 a ticket.
All those damn Ticketmaster fees.
And yes,
that's why you guys got to do tick pick.
Yeah, which I might if I find one for $25. Sure, but I mean, Back to the Chamber. The Chamber was a good pay-per-view. Let's get right into the ending.
Yeah, I just want to see if I could put up a photo here. See if I could do that. No, I'll just leave it as it is.
Rumble
I'll
or
leave it as is.
the Chamber. And when he was the final two and then lost, me, my sister, and my brother-in-law all said, "Oh, he's winning the Chamber. There's no doubt about it." And everything you said, 100% true. And I think what they're doing with Logan is, I think he's having to face AJ at Mania. I'm not too sure if that's gonna happen. I mean, if it happens, I think the match will be great because AJ is a worker, and Paul is, Paul, despite your feelings, he is a very good athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that match would definitely be a good match. But as you said, it was, as I said to Mike, I think it was after the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I said before the Rumble, I said it was either going to be, Cena either going to win here or he's going to win the Chamber. He didn't win the Rumble, he won the Chamber. So I wasn't surprised at that. As we go into the highlight of the night.
Yeah, the highlight
I will start out.
Here it is. Thoughts on John Cena's heel turn?
Okay. I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm in the minority here. I'm in the minority.
The minority.
Yes. Now, I'm sure you've seen. Well, we all had our temper tantrums, right? Where we've thrown something. Well, lots of little kids had that moment. I just saw this one video on Instagram, and it's this kid throwing all his Cena figures.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
And then a towel, and then a shirt, and he goes, "You can't say pow." And I'm like, dude, you're 8. Calm the fuck down.
All this hugging the child, and he's crying uncontrolled.
Yeah. Now,
I gotta see that now. I didn't see that video.
Oh my god, you got to look it up.
It is great. Now, imagine this. How long has Cena not been full time?
WrestleMania 30.
Okay. How many kids have been born since then?
A lot.
This was for the adults.
A lot.
This wasn't for the kids. But we all were a Cena fan at some point. At some point, we cheered for the man.
I stopped cheering. I'm gonna be honest, because I liked the move at the time was 2005, 2004, five. Sorry.
Yep.
Well, before he won the U.S. title, and then okay. So how old was I? I think I was 13 when he won the big one. No, it was going to be 13 when he won the big one at 21 against JBL. I was happy, and I was happy that they were changing it up because that was the Mania that they made the full switch, having Cena and Batista be the next generation.
Yeah.
I got sick. I got sick of him. I gotta say, you guys are gonna laugh at Mania 23.
There you go. Add that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mania 23 when he beat I think he beat Shawn Michaels for the strap.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when Hunter tore his quad or tore his
Quad,
I think it was his quad.
Yep.
That's when I stopped being a Cena fan, and I saw through what Vince wanted to do at the time. He wanted Cena to be the next Hogan, the next. Well, Shawn Michaels not really. More Hogan. I guess you could throw in Rock, but Rock wasn't really around that long as champion.
Stone Cold. No.
So you could say Hogan.
Yeah.
And that's when a lot of the people
heroed everybody.
Yeah. It's like they tried to do with Roman when they were trying to push him in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, my earliest memory in wrestling that I remember clearly, my earliest memory that I was I 9? Let me think. Math.
How old are you now?
I am 26, but I'm thinking about the
26?
Date. Yeah. I'm 26.
Shit.
Minus
9, so you would be 17. 17 years.
Well, I remember it was 2007. I remember it when it was Edge returning at Survivor Series in the Hell in a Cell match. That's my earliest memory. So Cena wasn't around then. That was a couple months after he tore his pec, I think it was.
His rotator cuff. Mm-hmm. Was it his rotator cuff or his pec?
It was his, I think, rotator cuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my earliest memory is watching a Raw because I was poor as shit. We could not afford a pay-per-view. Because
don't feel bad, bro. Do not feel bad.
Whew. I'm sorry. As an adult, $50 is $50.
Oh. That's why I don't bitch about Netflix.
No. Now
or Peacock.
Yeah. I mean, hell, $50 a year and I get all the pay-per-views? Hell yeah. $50 for one AEW show? I'm a cheap motherfucker. Now, when Cena returned at the 2008 Rumble, that's my earliest memory. My earliest memory. At Madison Square Garden at number 30, threw everybody out, surprised everybody.
Fantastic.
You guys are going to be jealous because I was at that show with my sister. Yes, I was. I was at that show with my sister, my brother-in-law, his sister, and his sister's then boyfriend and best friend. We were at that show.
Nice.
We were actually sitting a couple rows off the entrance.
How loud was that reaction in the crowd?
Oh my God. It was. Now, don't get me wrong. I was starting to hate Cena, but I was happy he came back because it staled when he went down. So when he came back, it definitely put my interest back in him. But then when he won the title, and when he won again, I was like, all right, I'm done with him.
You're like, fuck this, I'm done with it.
Now
that was for 28.
So that was
2008.
2008,
yeah.
Was that WrestleMania
24 where it was him, Orton, and Hunter. And a triple threat? And I don't think he won the title again.
No, he didn't. I think it was Orton.
Until 25.
Orton won.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking it was 25. 25, he fought Edge and Big Show. That's when I started hating him again.
Yeah. So back then, that's when I really got into wrestling. It was because of Cena. He was my guy all these years. Like he was the guy where I went, oh, wrestling Jesus. And at 10 years old, in 2008, what do you expect me to do? He was the man of the company. He ran everything. He was pretty much the main thing besides Edge and Undertaker.
He was a merchandise seller.
Yeah.
He
Number one.
he sold the most merch. So for me as a 10-year-old kid up to now, that's my guy.
Yes.
Watching that, I saw adult men crying in the crowd.
Was a cry
This
with
is not the reason you do this. It's not like
happiness.
Oh no, it was sadness. This guy took his hat off, slammed it, and walked out and left his hat there. For me, the only time that I've cried is during a sad moment, and I'm not scared to ever admit this.
Yeah.
This was AEW Punk's big return. That's something I never thought would happen, and you heard it. You heard it. It wasn't until the music hit and you saw him. Then that was when the waterworks started. It was happy tears. This time, no tears. It was just like, oh, fuck, my childhood's gone.
Like,
my childhood is dead.
Last time
like a puff in the wind.
was with Bray. When they had that was the last time I really. And then when I saw the documentary, but I lost it.
I couldn't watch it.
I still have yet to watch the documentary.
I've watched it, and then one day I was by myself and there was nothing on TV. I put on Peacock. I was like, that was the first day that popped up. It's like, you know what? I said, let me watch it again, and again it hit me so hard.
This
I remember
was something I never thought would happen.
I remember.
I never thought this. Yeah. Now, for lots of years, they wanted him to turn heel. He almost did in 2012, I believe, with The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a good time to turn him. Watching it on TV during the pay-per-view. Lifelong Cena fan. Don't have a bad thing to say about the guy. As a human being. He was my guy. Now, I was a little bit pissed because I'm thinking back because it's all the emotions hitting you. You see the way they do it. Rock comes out. I immediately knew that something was off. I'm like, Cena's turning heel because Cena did not leave the ring. When he didn't leave the ring, I've seen enough movies. I've seen shit tons of wrestling shows. I know what's going to happen. Seeing him beat down Cody, that was nice.
That was great.
Was good.
That was very nice. What really got me was that picture right there. Right before the beatdown was that look. As soon as I saw that, I went.
And The Rock going.
Oh no! It was just that hug and then that look. My heart sunk.
And you know how I knew? It wasn't. I knew when Cena didn't leave the ring. I knew going into the chamber. Because I've been a fan since I was 3, and you're talking about almost 30 years learning, watching wrestling, knowing the business from watching it, looking on the inside. As soon as Cena won, I mean, I already knew Cena. If Cena won, he was going heel. I automatically knew. And when he didn't leave the ring, I was like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When I really knew what's happened, I don't know if you guys caught this, but I did. It's when The Rock shook his head.
Mm-hmm.
I did not
shook
catch
his head. You got to slow it down.
Yep.
He shook his head. Yes. And then Cena gave that look, and that's when The Rock did this, and I automatically knew that was it.
As soon as he didn't leave the ring, that was a dead giveaway. And then I'm like, oh shit. My mom had already gone to bed. My grandma was already in her chair watching the rest of the show. During the beatdown, I get a text, what is happening? And I'm like, I can't talk to you right now. My childhood's gone.
It's like one of those photos when the dad texts you, why are you crying so loud?
Literally me. I was pissed. Then I calmed down. I had my internal fit. I sulked. I grieved for a solid 24 hours, and then I'm like, wait. Heel Cena might be really good.
Oh, yeah.
We can get him swearing, beat the shit out of people.
And I know Mike wants to get in. I know Mike wants to get his 2 cents in. But to me, as far as moments in all time, this to me is right next to when Hogan joined the MWR.
Yeah.
Right up there.
Is it better to you? Do you think it beats it, or do you want to wait and see the way they go with it? Do you want to see the progression of the story? Because yes, he turned heel, but it was the progression of the story.
Because you could look, I forgot. I think I was still too young to remember that, but I always watched the moments later on. I hope it becomes like that. I mean, I'm even thinking technically his last date, Survivor Series, or his last pay-per-view, I'm thinking he's going to pull a Mark Henry. That's what I'm thinking. I think he's going to pull Henry. I really hope so.
Could.
That'd be good.
Not wrestling if he's managed, like what The Rock's going to do, manage and maybe wrestle once in a while, once in a blue moon. But as far as I know, it's definitely up there. And I really hope they do what Bischoff and WCW did with Hogan. Now, obviously, we knew it. They did it for too long. It had too many members. So what? But I hope it's like that and not like 17, where Austin joined Vince, and then that crapped out. Now, obviously, he was hurt. I think the next pay-per-view when Booker T showed up.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope it's like Hogan with the NWO. And I think there might be a third person with them.
Well,
and there was a tease I saw online of a photo where LA Knight did the gesture. So maybe LA Knight might be the third person.
Could.
I think with them two, it has to be another
legend. I think it has to be a legend.
Like how was Hall, Nash, and Hogan. It really has to be another legend. Now, who else does The Rock respect?
Orton. He's a big guy he loves.
My opinion, Orton. I don't think Orton would join Rock. He's more with.
Yep.
Another guy he's really friends with, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Remember, they are very good friends. Even when Punk left, Rock always stood connected to him. I think one show he tried to call him in the middle of the ring.
Yep. He did.
He's BFFs with Cena. I think those three together. Now, of course, Ego will be involved, but NWO, that was Ego too, because you had three big egos. I really think Punk joining Cena and Rock would definitely tell a great story. Now, obviously,
if he's still around.
LA Knight, yes, because he's not really doing it. But I think to really stick it to Seth Rollins, who hates all three of them, and Roman Reigns, is you have Punk join them.
Good.
That would be interesting to see.
And I think Survivor Series, they could do a Team Rock versus Team Hunter.
Now that would be interesting. Have Triple H get involved and
not wrestle, of course.
Not wrestle.
But you have him pick his team, which he's probably going to pick Orton as his number one guy because that is his number one guy. And then you have Rock picking Cena, picking Punk, picking Solo, picking who else? And then you have Punk, Roman, Orton, Roman, Seth, Hunter's guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's way down the road.
Yeah, we might not. We'll get that at Survivor Series. I think that will be your Survivor Series War Games match.
Yeah. So what do you think of this, Michael?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought this scene right here with Cena hugging Cody there and that face. I
Are
think
you gonna
that
are you gonna frame that on your wall? Get a
That would-
picture, frame it.
no, that I would meme the hell out of that photo.
Oh hell yeah!
But that was very memorable when he made that face, and him low blowing Cody and beating him down. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
I like that Color was involved in it, how they made Cody bleed, and by Cena siding with Rock, I think this is gonna be a very interesting. There's gonna be a very interesting like story going into WrestleMania.
The only
And,
stupid thing is Travis Scott.
Yeah, Travis Scott, he did not need to be there. I heard he actually did
black
hit
eye.
Cody.
Gave Cody a black eye, and apparently,
Yeah.
he's wrestling.
Yeah, he's training for a match, and if I had to guess, probably SummerSlam. I mean, if it's a tag match and don't give him much to do, then go for it. I mean, how many guys have we seen come in for a tag match and barely do anything? I mean, Snooki. Anybody?
Oh God.
God.
Don't
The only celebrity that I get props to is Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I gotta give some to one more.
Who?
Stephen Amell. I think
Oh,
I gotta
yes.
give him a little bit of credit. Yeah. Because
Why you think-
sure, he's a superhero in shows. Those
Why
are
you think he did-
choreographed.
And why do you think he did Heels, the TV show,
Exactly.
which
See?
they at least should not have gotten canceled. It should have been
Money. He'll
should have been
sell
on
more.
regular.
But
I did
we
hear
could
that.
talk about this for hours. We could go on.
Had an hour already. We're still talking about him.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
amazing.
because it's just
It's
a memorable moment. Like this is one of the best moments in a while.
Yeah.
Probably
And
the best moments since Roman showed up with Paul Heyman
yeah,
Yeah.
back during COVID.
during COVID. Yes.
Yeah, and this moment will be on the list of WWE's most famous moments,
For
without a doubt.
years to come.
For
Years to come. I mean, and
It's been
this is going to be one where it's going to just sting with everybody,
What?
because what we haven't said is that yes, we are massive fans who have been watching for years.
and the last time we saw Cena as a heel was around
2000.
like 2003. Remember when
Yeah,
he was
2003.
teaming with that guy B2?
Squared.
Yep.
Square.
He sweared, yeah.
But the only reason why he changed is because he blew his knee out at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why he changed.
And he was almost going to get fired. Almost going to get fired. A couple of times, actually. A couple of times, because some, at Royal Rumble 2004, I heard there was this big hissy fit about him saying, I think it was a Christmas show or something like that, or right after Christmas.
I think, yeah.
And I think he said something like, "You can suck my candy cane." and I'm like, okay, well, imagine being 10 in a deeply religious household where nothing above a PG rating was allowed to be watched, and then all of a sudden,
I
You
can
suck
want
my
to be
candy.
better. Be a kid in a Catholic household, go to Catholic school, and tell all your teachers to suck it. And doing the
Well, I mean, look back at that great Hall of Fame speech. How many people got in trouble at school because of us? Everyone in the audience went, "Yep, me." Well, I mean, hell, I was in 6th grade, and I was really, really into Stone Cold, so I flipped the teacher off behind her back, and the one teacher, the one kid really didn't care for me, so she ratted me out. But that's very memorable, very memorable.
I'll tell you one more, and I know Mike is probably itching to go to the next subject. My mother almost made me stop watching wrestling. You know why? So do you guys I don't know if you guys remember, maybe you do. When it was around the time Taker was the American Badass. It was coming towards the end, and he fought Vince in a Buried Alive match.
That was at
the Rumble.
Judgment Day. Was it Judgment Day? Yeah.
Yep.
Judgment Day 03.
2003.
It's 2003. That was when Kane came back. That was when.
Yes. That was Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, that was Survivor Series. I'm sorry, not Judgment Day.
Kane came out and
down.
Yeah, that was when Kane helped Taker win.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the week of or the previous week when Vince had a priest come into the office. He was having a confession, and my mom and I are watching it, and she goes, because he was getting closer and closer and grabbing him, and she goes, if it hits that priest, you're not watching wrestling.
Oh, I'll raise you one more, okay? We weren't even watching, not even watching a show that had anything to do with a religious anything. It was with Triple H. It was with Triple H. All she heard was his nickname was the King of Kings, and my mom got mad because his nickname was the King of Kings.
King of Kings. Oh, okay.
And she automatically said, "I don't like him because that's his nickname." And I'm like, "Mom, you've cheered for him for many, many years.
Of course.
Many years. But after you find out the King of Kings, fine. Okay. That's a logical thing, I guess. But on to the next thing.
Also, want to mention, imagine if Cena comes out as how he was back in 2003 nowadays with the bucket hat.
I really hope
he do it.
Doesn't. I hope he really goes full Hollywood, like what Rock did back in, after he fought Hogan at 18.
And
I think they recorded a new theme song for him.
Yep.
I don't know if it's true. Or not.
Yep. Travis Scott is doing the theme song instead of Cena.
All right, so I did hit that correctly. Good.
I cannot wait to hear what this new theme is going to sound like.
Everyone's going to boo.
Apparently, it's going to be "Last Time Is Now." I don't know if that's. I hope that's not the name of the song.
No, that'd be a little too on the nose. I mean, that would be a Vince title, but
yeah.
But anyway,
yeah. So this was a good topic of John Cena turns heel turn, memorable moment, and if you haven't seen that moment, which it has, I think maybe like 5 million views on the WWE YouTube page
alone.
So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out.
How many views?
And I think it said 5 million, maybe more than that.
Yeah, because it was already 500,000 in 24 hours, so it definitely has to be at least. But anyway,
yeah. And now get on to SmackDown scores the highest key demo on its USA Network return, and they got a pretty good demo viewers for this. So this is coming from WrestleView.com. I always use WrestleView.com for news. I also use like Wrestling Inc. and a few others. But found this little bit of news here because SmackDown is at 3 hours now, and
this is the one.
said
This is the one that Rock showed
was
up,
it?
right? This is the SmackDown where. Right?
No.
Okay. No, I just wanted
yes,
to.
Yeah, so it says this week SmackDown drew 1.731 million viewers on the USA Network, down from last week's 1.736 million viewers. This is according to WrestleNomics. The show, serving as the home for Elimination Chamber scored a 0.52 rating in the key demo, up from last week's rating of 0.51. SmackDown ranked number 1 for the night across both cable and broadcast against ESPN coverage of the Celtics Cavaliers NBA game, marking the highest viewership in the key demo since the show's return to USA Network on September 13th of 2024. And this is a surprise considering how, it's 3 hours and, how terrible the show is. There are still people that watch the show. We all watch it, considering if it's a decent show or if it's, a terrible show, we still watch, to see if anything, good is going to happen on the show. But like I said, the show from Friday wasn't that good of a show, and it did nothing to hype us up for Elimination Chamber.
They really need to go back to 2 hours.
Since it's the highest, yeah,
they really do.
Rightfully agree.
Yeah, I really don't think it's. I don't think it's surprising because then again, it's Friday night. What else are people going to watch? I mean, sure, wrestling's on every night of the week, but on the USA Network, a lot of people get that.
Yeah.
They see a Cavs game and a Celtics game 2 to 3 times a week. And also, they were in Toronto. There might have been a little bit of buzz that Cena was going to be there because they teased a little bit. But, Cena, fine, yada, yada, yada. I think this is fine. It's not going to stay that way, though, past the Mania season. After the Mania season, when it goes back to 2 hours, then we'll talk. If Cena's not on the show, ratings go down. When Cena's on, ratings.
Yeah, I think that's the time he's supposed to show up is the 17th.
Yep.
Yeah.
When they're overseas.
Yes.
Yeah, when they're overseas. But, hopefully, we get the ratings to go up when Cena, comes to SmackDown, when he's shown. But, it's a good rating for SmackDown, even though the show was not that good. A lot of people were expecting, maybe Cena to show up, but he didn't. So, but yeah, that it scored the highest key demo since its return. So we're going to move on to the next topic. Rey Fenix released from AEW, and he is now a free agent. Thank God.
Expect him at Mania.
Thank God Tony Khan, finally awoken from his sleep and said, you know what?
When?
What happened?
Are you sure he didn't just fart into his phone at night and go released?
Yeah.
For a minute, I thought you were being sarcastic.
Oh no!
What did Rey Fenix get released? I'm like, this has been happening for months.
But they still kept on holding him back from being released
because they were trying to bring. They really wanted to bring it back, but he told them he didn't want to stay.
Yep. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
Let him go. You should go. Let him go to WWE, which is where he's going to go.
Yep.
Yeah, because Penta. Did you see how they're using Penta and promoting him?
They're using him good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting him against opponents. He's getting some wins, and I think it's going to be that way until we see Phoenix come into WWE, and then we're going to get the Lucha Brothers reunited.
Didn't they release somebody else recently? Was it hot? I'm trying to remember the name.
It was somebody else. It wasn't anybody big, but it was somebody else.
All right.
It was Ricky Starks. They released, and now he's in NXT.
No. We all knew Ricky.
Yeah,
no, there was somebody else.
Yeah, some like of a lower card guy.
Yeah.
But I think this is nice. Yeah.
This is coming from Cage Side Seats. Took a little longer to negotiate his exit, but the Luchador is now free to join his brother and tag partner Penta in WWE. A few weeks back, AEW officially parted ways with several members of their roster who've been wanting to leave the company for months. But even Malachi Black, Miro, and Ricky Starks became free agents, and there was no mention of other talent who was in the same situation. Rey Fenix. His brother and tag partner Penta is already wrestling for WWE on Raw after his contract expired last year. Another issue was that in an apparent attempt to get out the injury time that extended his deal and join his Lucha Bro ASAP, Fenix publicly alleged being mistreated during his time at AEW before later deleting those comments. PW insider Mike Johnson said he's confirmed Fenix is now a free agent. Fenix was always expected to be WWE bound. Just last week, we heard the company was making plans for his arrival. They're apparently now clear to execute those plans whatever they see fit. We'll see if they introduce him before or after WrestleMania and how. I think we will be seeing Fenix on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
That makes the most sense because right now with Penta, he's on a singles push right now, but he's new. He's a newer guy on the roster. So if you're just gonna push him a little bit, with this, I think what you do is you keep him on a hot streak. But when his brother comes in, when Fenix comes in, you go full tag team, full babyface, and you have them take the titles. Maybe SummerSlam, not like they did with the guns, because the machine guns, that was way too soon. You didn't build anybody with this. That's what you do. You build them as a tag team threat, and you have them win the titles at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Or if they don't want to be teamed up yet, you send Fenix to SmackDown. You have him, and you push him like you're pushing Penta.
Yeah.
Let's say in a year, then you could
Put them back together.
You can finally put them back together and get the
Like,
Lucha Bros.
Have a stare down at next year's Rumble and then put them together.
Yeah, or maybe do it with a draft. I mean, maybe you bring that back. Now, did anybody else hear that the draft is coming back after the Mania?
Yes,
that's coming back. Now, what I would like to see with Rey Fenix, if they did the draft, say they do that, say they put him on SmackDown and keep them completely separate.
Yeah.
My favorite type of a draft was the 2008 style, with the stars just flashing everywhere and everyone's on like a board. Imagine the pop if Rey Fenix pops up on there and says he goes to Raw. Imagine that pop. That would be massive, and you get them the next week. The ratings go up immediately just because you see the Lucha Bros back together.
There you go. My favorite time of the draft was when they started in 2002. You had the tumbler, and then they would reach in, pick out the superstar's name. I thought that was very good. I think they should bring that back instead of just he's going to SmackDown, he's going to Raw. Like, make it.
Well, I think it's because a lot of wrestling fans are a lot smarter now.
Yeah.
So why even have something like that or have matches to determine draft positions? Just do the draft and get it over and done with.
And every other stupid company does the same thing now. So why not follow suit? And since you're treating it like a real sport, with the press conference afterwards, very, very smart. Everybody comes out and just says, and Monday Night Raw selects this guy. That's the way they should keep on doing it, to try and keep it legitimate. But yeah,
I like that way that you're telling it, because that sounds very interesting. Like have the press conferences after the show, just to get a sense of the fans to say, all right, we're drafting this guy and we're drafting this female. I think that goes better, like you get the whole show of the draft and then, have the fans stay after the show and watch the press conference so they could get a sense on who's being drafted. So I like your idea of that. But yeah, we're gonna see Rey Fenix in WWE at any time. And I said in my Monday Night Raw review, since we might get Phoenix and Penta together again, I was thinking that there was a second option. And I know I might be wrong on this. The whole thing with Chad Gable in that promo, which I thought that was, I liked how the way that promo was filmed. It felt very Lucha Underground-ish. What if, I was thinking, what if that guy that handed Chad Gable the box, I was like, now what if that is Rey Fenix? Because Chad Gable wants to learn, the likes of, luchadors, and how to wrestle like them. Yeah. So my prediction was that maybe they go with them reuniting the Lucha Bros together, or they go in that direction and have Rey Fenix be the guy who trains Chad Gable. But it's whatever WWE wants to do. So, like,
hey guys,
Yeah.
I hate I'd say it, but one, my dog really needs me, and my battery on this laptop is bad. So
all right.
I hate to leave, guys, but great show, guys, and keep it going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
See
right.
you guys.
All right, buddy.
See you later. Thank you, Noah, my co-host. What me and Rich, we're gonna finish up the show.
We only have a couple of more topics, right?
Yeah, we only have two more.
WWE, yeah.
WWE and NBCU keen to renew their deal with Peacock in 2026. So this news came out, and apparently they want to just WWE wants to renew their deal with NBC Universal to keep their PLEs on Peacock still. And I wish that in 2026 I was like, well, after their deal is done, we can have the premium live events go to Netflix, since Raw is on Netflix and WWE has a deal with Netflix. Show Monday Night Raw. They're putting their old school Raws. They are not every single old school Raw is on there, but I thought that they would put their PLEs after their deal with Peacock was done. But apparently, on Monday, TKO's Chief Operating Officer Mark Shapiro talked about the partnership between NBC Universal, WWE, and more. Shapiro ended up saying that both WWE and NBCU are keen to renew their deal with Peacock as the current agreement ends in March of next year. Shapiro also said that NBC Universal has been a crazy good partner that has made WWE a priority in their growth plan, and that WWE has been great for Peacock, both for gaining new customers and keeping its current subscribers. However, Shapiro further said that it might make sense to move elsewhere if the plan, not just the dollars, make the best sense for the growth of our brand and the property. So, apparently, Peacock is one, NBC Universal is one crazy good partner for WWE. He did touch on one question that seems to be the source of contention with some, and that is high ticket prices for WWE events, and if prices will drop or not. Shapiro went on to say that it is not something worth holding your breath over. He had a TKO has much more to go on optimizing revenues for the schedule, and noting WWE has just got into dynamic pricing by cutting back on their house shows. Now, we haven't seen a lot of, house shows, being scheduled.
Which is smart.
Which is smart.
Smart.
He closed out the comment by saying, adding scarcity drives demand, which gives us more pricing power. So, yeah, so the ticket prices, will still be going up, as the years to come. But with WWE and NBC Universal keen to renew, their partnership, and the premium live events being on Peacock, I don't mind it. I mean, I would love to see, the premium live events go to Netflix and stream on Netflix, considering, you got to pay for Netflix to watch Raw and pay Peacock just to watch the premium live events. But, you know, if they move the premium live events over to Netflix, it'll save you a whole lot more money. You know, because if you don't want Peacock anymore and you just subscribe to Peacock to just get the premium live events, you know, you cancel that and it'll save you money because you'll be getting the premium live events on Netflix. So hopefully, in the years to come, we might see the premium live events come on Netflix. So,
I mean, from the consumer side, yes, I agree with you. But from the business side, I think it makes more sense to keep NBC with NBCU
yeah, NBCU.
in the fold, because that's how you'll get more money. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, because God forbid if something happens, and then you got to go to another outlet. So I don't mind them just having the PLEs, and Netflix just has Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I definitely agree with you from the consumer standpoint that cost wise it would make more sense. Another idea, if NBC wants to challenge Netflix, have a nice little streaming rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
See how much they would get for Smackdown.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or give up Smackdown, but if NBCU is really interested in keeping wrestling on their streaming site, maybe call up Ari Emanuel and say, hey, how much for Smackdown? How much did Netflix pay for Raw?
I think they paid
half of. No, it wasn't. It was. What was it, like a 10-year deal?
It's a 10-year deal. They paid $5 billion for exclusive rights.
Bill.
It amounts to $500 million per year.
Oh, $500 million a year. I mean, I doubt SmackDown will be more than Raw. So maybe if they decide, hey, we'll give you the same amount of years for 400, 425, maybe, because I don't think SmackDown's gonna get as much as Raw did.
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's our thoughts on that. So WWE is going to be keeping their premium live event on Peacock. You know, they're keen to renew their deal with NBCU. So, now we're going to move into the last topic, where it was announced from the TKO investors call that 3 WWE pay-per-views are to be held in Saudi Arabia next year. We already got information that the Royal Rumble is going to be in Saudi Arabia next year, which I'm not a fan of, because whenever they go to Saudi, the Saudi shows just feel like a house show.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
So the Royal Rumble next year is going to just feel like a house show to me. But they announced that at their investors call that there's going to be 3 PLEs to be held in Saudi Arabia next year. So what those premium live events may be, I think it's not going to be WrestleMania. I think somewhere down the line.
I definitely know it won't be WrestleMania, because you know how much backlash they would get for if they had WrestleMania in Saudi.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble
confirmed for next year.
Same thing. I think that they could get a lot of grief.
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam, I don't think would happen, because around the time of SummerSlam in that area, it gets very hot. So maybe Survivor Series they could do. I wouldn't mind Survivor Series going there.
I think, like I agree. I think Survivor Series will be going to Saudi. Maybe Money in the Bank. Maybe we might get Money in the Bank in Saudi. And for the last premium live event, maybe King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, that I didn't have a problem with.
So
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be your main three.
Yeah. But like you said, they're gonna want one of the big four. And if you're WWE, not trying to sound mean, but what's the worst of the big four? Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
But we'll see what happens. I'm not like you said. I'm not a big person when it comes to having them in Saudi Arabia. There's always problems. They always run into something. But we'll see. You know, I do believe the fans over there, they really have a passion for wrestling.
Yeah, you could tell by the crowd.
Yes. But I think it's too much political stuff. And I think WWE should really think about. I mean, I don't think they'll ever pull out because the money is unbelievable.
They got a deal for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's whatever the Saudi prince wants.
But yeah, I really hope it's not Rumble or Mania.
Yeah, it's definitely. Well, it is going to be.
I could deal with SummerSlam. SummerSlam they could probably do, but it gets very hot. It's going to get very hot.
Yeah. Well, Rumble is already confirmed for Saudi for next year.
Oh God.
So it's not going to be WrestleMania. Like I said, it's probably going to be King and Queen of the Ring. It's going to be Money in the Bank and Survivor Series. So that's my prediction. So, but let us know what you all think of that. And yeah, so this is it for the Bell Call podcast. Of course, thank you, Rich, for being on. Thank you to my co-host Noah, as always. A little appearance by his son Rich, as well. So give some comments.
Did you also hear about last thing? I know we gotta go. You heard about Natalia? She's doing the Jim Crockett Cup for the NWA.
I did not know that until you brought it up to me. So
people do something. They ain't doing nothing.
I know. They just have her on the sidelines in WWE.
But
she's pretty much basically in catering.
Hey, some of the money these people are getting, might as well stay in catering.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in MLW, if you want to see Natalia compete in the Crockett Cup, definitely check it out. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. It was a good episode. Some good stories. I did not know about you being at the 2008 Royal Rumble, and of course, Noah's stories with John Cena, and all of us stories.
Yeah, I apologize to Noah for staying on for a little longer than. But when you're talking about what happened, you had to figure that we had to be on a little longer because
it was a big moment.
Big moment.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for having me on. Looking forward to,
of course,
being off, especially around WrestleMania time.
Yeah, we're gonna have Rich on more for as we get close to WrestleMania. So because it's gonna be one hell of a interesting road to WrestleMania here. Now that The Rock is involved, now John Cena's heel. Things are gonna get interesting.
Punk is healthy. Basically, all the roster is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you guys.
But thank you for coming on, and we'll see you guys for episode 6. It's gonna be we're gonna do this bi-weekly. So yeah, so the next time will probably be in 2 weeks. So until then, see you all later, guys. Bye.